The fact that you have never that you like you're not the one, you're not getting the slow music or the specific countdown. This feels different to you. So here's one thing I do need to do. Yeah, this is one thing I need you to do. Is I definitely need you talking to the microphone.
Okay, I can
We're
talk
not
into the
we're
mic. I
not
can
gonna
do
play
that.
those games.
I can do that.
You got to talk to the microphone. You know the rules.
Twisting my chair a lot. I be hitting the table, so I try
Be
to
hitting the
scoot back.
Dougie.
But let me.
You got to talk it to your microphone. Got to talk it to your microphone. You got to talk it to your microphone. You got to talk it to your microphone. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Where I Come From. It is I, Mr. Tone Deaf. We are back in the building on a very special episode. It dawned on me that ever since I announced the Kickback Vendors event, as well as the actual Kickback after party, that I have not recorded a show. And that's not cool. So I am going to go ahead and actually get a couple of episodes in this week to go ahead and not necessarily promote the event because I think I've done enough. I've never done enough. I think I've done a lot to the point where I think some of my posts are just repeating each other. They're the same ones that are being up there. But for those of you guys who are listening and don't know exactly what I'm talking about, Tone Deaf Radio has officially put up residency here at Sherman Phoenix, and I have decided to celebrate with all my people who have supported us since day one in regards to it by hosting an event here at TDR at not TDR at Sherman Phoenix. You know what? I've never looked at the buttons from this side. There we go. Like this is like I don't know what these buttons are. Okay. Normally she'll have these buttons down packed, so but I don't. And I wanted to go ahead and celebrate with my people. So this coming up Saturday, which is July 29th, for any of y'all who's watching this live. For those of you guys who are catching the replay or listening to the audio, it probably has passed already. You missed out if you didn't come. That's your loss because we turned up. So we really just got it in. But I have a slew of vendors coming through. Some of them I love dearly. Some of them that have been either guests here on the show. They have been a part of the TDR family, or they just rock tough with me. They'll be vending. I have a slew of everybody coming through. I have shirts, I have clothes, I have accessories, I have food. I even have ice cream. Like I got a black-owned company that's selling ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Hold on now. I got a bartender for the after party, but I might need you there too. Hold on. But definitely, and I have food trucks pulling up for that day. We're also doing a double dutch outside. Any funds that are raised during the double dutch events will go towards the back to school backpack drive that will be starting here on Sherman Phoenix. TDR is trying to start early and trying to collect as much as we can. That way we can do one big, huge donation to the event because these babies need their school supplies. So everything we're doing on that day is for a good cause. And then, of course, later on that night, when we put the kids to bed, we gonna party. If you've ever been to a TDR game night, for those who have special privileges in the past, y'all know we have a good time. This year, I decided to go a little bit all out and invite anybody that's been rocking with us. So initially it was going to be a ticket invite only, but now I've just opened it up to the public that anybody who rocks with TDR will be able to go there, doing everything from having a spades tournament going on because as black folks, we get a little bit serious about the spades.
I'm a spadeologist. I'm gonna just let y'all know I'm a spadeologist. Okay, go ahead.
And they all say that until they get knocked out in the first round, but we'll see. And whatnot. So definitely make sure you come through. What's up, Tiff? What's going on? Shout out to Tiff. She's actually been a heavy supporter as well too. Pretty soon I'm going to start doing a few events down at her lounge up the street. They actually have hookah there. So for those special events where people like to have cloudy events, definitely gonna do some things down there as well too. But for those of you guys as can see, or those who are listening, I am not by myself this week. I am actually joined by two lovely young ladies who are very important to me in many different shapes and facets. I am joined by, of course, a voice that you have been familiar with here on TDR. She definitely has a phenomenal show with a great following in regards to it. She made her podcasting debut on the Deaf Fresh show during our What Is Love tour. She actually took over that episode.
I did not.
Yes, you did. I went back and I listened to that episode a while ago. Like you literally, I think I just checked out for the night and just let you and Juan host the whole show that night. But I am joined by the lovely Lachelle Hooks of Shine Your Light podcast.
Hey y'all. I think the issue was that was my first podcast. I didn't know how podcasts was supposed to go.
Well,
So I just
but
had
here's the great.
questions
But
and I
you
started
did. You
asking
had
them.
questions, and it was like, you know what? I don't need to do anything. And as soon as the show was over with, first thing I did was pull you to the side and what did I tell you?
It worked out.
You need to start a podcast, and here we are.
Got a
But
message.
the reason why I am introducing Lachelle first is because she actually will be hosting her very first live podcast at the event.
Yes, y'all. Give me grace. Give me grace. I'm excited. We got Miss Cut coming through, and we also got Tika Gross coming through, along with a few more female comedians that's gonna be coming out, and I'll be interviewing them just about the journey.
Journey is being a
Yeah.
comedian is
Becoming
actually
a
being
comedian.
a women in comedy.
Mhm.
That's a very interesting lane in general. A lot of women comedians now have definitely started getting their recognition more so than before in the past. But to actually have our own from Milwaukee getting some spotlight is definitely a dope thing. So, oh, and Tika actually is going to be a part of TDR family as well too.
I
But
love it.
we'll tell you more. We'll talk more about that later.
Shout out to the queen. Shout out, y'all.
And then I have a new member of the family.
Woo woo.
A very special member of the family. Number one, she is bringing something to the network that I have been like looking for a very, very long time. She is going to be the host and creator of our first true crimes podcast here at TDR. I think it's our first one in the city as well, too. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't let's go ahead and clap that down. Yeah, you know what? You do what you do. Like, because I'm not used to being on this side of the camera too often dealing with the button. Normally I hire somebody else for the button. So you go ahead and stay on that. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell the world a little bit about you, where you come from, what you do, and how you move.
Definitely. So, my name is Vivian Barkley, and I am a content creator. I am a mother. I am a wife. I am a college student. Well, actually, I'm an honor student at Mount Mary University. I'm taking psychology and communication, and I will be starting my very first podcast, which is a true crime podcast called Crazy Crimes.
Go, 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 shawty.
Buttons.
I like that.
I didn't know that button was there.
Go, Shotty.
I did
Go.
not even know that button was there, Jesus.
Yes. I've been practicing.
So, Vivi,
Yes.
make sure I get back to the mic before I say anything. What made you actually want to do a true crimes podcast though?
That's
So, yes.
Because
thank
that's
you.
dope. Because you know,
So I've actually been a true crime fan since the age of 8. I started off watching shows like Dr. G, Medical Examiner, Forensic Files, Signs of Psychopath, things like that.
what the hell?
So I had like a wide, yes, I did like a wide
Interesting.
range of different true crimes because it wasn't always about murder or just understanding the suspect or the victim. It was about
Murder.
everything to me. So I started off doing that. I'm 26 years old now, so I've did about 16 years of being a true crime fan. And actually, my summer semester, I took an accelerated course on true crime, and I was like, "Wow, they got a true crime class. Let me take this."
And the
but
fact
it
this is the accelerated one makes it even funnier.
Yes,
Like, look, we
yes.
only got 48 hours to take this class,
Seriously,
or
that's
else
how
the
it
crime
works.
is no longer. I'm just kidding.
No, seriously. And what an accelerated course is this 16 weeks of coursework jam packed into 4 weeks. So I did a lot of intensive work on true crime,
Okay.
but it was different than what I expected. It actually shined a light on something that I actually never noticed,
What's
which
that?
was true crime was kind of racially based. It was basically about, prominently Caucasian women victims and like the male being like a white guy, or something like that. But they really didn't shine a light on things that actually, made sense in our society. Like it's actually 50% like the chances of a black woman dying is 50% more than any other race. So it's crazy how we don't get that light shined on things that matters. You know
Well,
what I
take
mean?
this in consideration.
Mhm.
Okay. And this is just mine, just on the outside looking in.
Mhm.
Niggas will not do half the stuff that gets these folks in these true crime stories to begin with.
Yeah, that's not true.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so
Okay.
my first true crime is actually on Michelle Blair, which is the freezer mom who
Okay.
killed her 2 children and put them in the freezer.
That's wild, fam.
Right now, and that's a black woman. And like I said, a lot of people, you know, we probably heard about her, but we don't know the inside of the story, which is very important. Her reasons behind it, the things that she said transpired, and things like that. That's
Okay.
very important. So, like I said, it's a lot of different crimes that do happen that like are crazy, you know, but nobody knows about it because of the race or the ethnicity behind it, which is kind of like wow, you know. But it happens so much in society on different topics too, not just crime. It's everywhere in society where, you know, one race gets, you know, majority of the light and other races don't.
Okay. So basically, at the end of the day, you're going to shed light on all different crimes, no matter what race, creed, or colors. Crazy ones are usually the best ones.
Yes, they are.
Because we got to figure out what, like, look. And plus, if we find a good enough story, we'll turn it into a Tubi movie.
Definitely.
Turn it into a Tubi movie.
Definitely.
What? That's our lane now. We making Tubi movies.
I got faith in you on your Tubi movies, okay?
I got
because
it.
For sure.
That's okay. Okay, so here's the funniest thing in the world. So, like I said earlier, I had the interview that I had in regards to like why I started TDR and all these different things that go along with it. But part of the conversation was they asked me, well, what's next? And the crazy part about it is I'm a firm believer of enjoying the moment that you're in it. So even though I might be planning what my next steps are in regards to life, and I eventually will get there. I always gotten to every single step that I pre-planned for. But right now, I was just enjoying the fact that I'm here and just loving on all the people that are around me that helped me get here. That I didn't really sit down and think about what is next for me. So I just answered. Like I didn't think twice about what my answer, and I just answered. And I said to myself, well, technically, TDR is an audio and video production company. Kind of seem to got the audio side master. So let's start working on the video side. So even though I joke about making movies and everything because I've been on this huge Tubi bin lately, that may be a reason why.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I sat down here and just like that came up with a whole show idea, literally based around Milwaukee. And I said to myself, I've already put that energy out there now. Right. So I got to make this movie. And it's like the more and more I talk to my friends, the more and more I do my job, my new job I have and whatnot, I'm literally finding stories every single where I go. So it's to the point right now, it's like, you know what? I got to do this. I got to make the 3 key movies I already said I was going to make. But then anything from there is just up after that because I already got the idea of what I want to do in regards to it. And I got to stay true to it. So everybody's going to be in a Tubi movie. If you know me, everybody's going to have a role.
Old lady.
No, you going to be, you going to be the church lady.
I will play the little old lady.
You somebody, you going to be somebody mama or somebody grandma. You calling the police on somebody. No, I got you. No, I got the perfect role for you. You the guidance counselor.
I can definitely be the guidance.
You the guidance counselor.
Absolutely.
Because you care about these kids, and you know, little Tyrone. No, we're gonna do natural hair. All guidance counselors don't have to look old. No, baby, we gonna.
I just want my gray wig. Okay, let me be gray.
Okay, fine. How about a gray streak?
I'm cool.
A little bit, just couple. Okay, cool.
Because
I feel like with my budget right now, you're gonna get Tyler Perry-ish wigs. I don't want to do that to you.
See, I'm looking more so in like the comedy aspect of it.
Oh, there's gonna be comedy ones too, because you know me and Juan got one we gotta do together.
Yes,
so you know it's gonna be comedy. But I gotta have. I'm doing serious ones. I'm doing dramatizations. I'm doing it all. I'm trying to keep everybody out the strip club.
Ain't got time. See, I could be the old lady that tried to.
You know what I'm saying? That's your line. Ain't got time.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's for exercise. It's different.
But they you know what? I'm saying no, that's script. I'm giving away script. But no, it's great that you guys are doing these things. Like I said, for those who guys are listening, definitely make sure if you're in the Milwaukee area watching, come out and support Lachelle as we do the live show this Saturday, July 29th at Sherman Phoenix. You're going on at 2:00.
Okay. I thought it was 2:30.
2:30. Only because I thought about it. The show that's before you is only about an hour anyway. So even if I gave you a 30-minute transition time between the two, still fine.
And shout out to Samantha because I love her. Team Till 365.
Yes, Team Till 365
Love it all.
Call to Action podcast. We'll be kicking the day off at 12 o'clock. Hopefully, I don't have no technical difficulties so we can start on time. But that's going to be a busy, busy day for me. But the reason why our lovely guest is here with us today
Yeah, why we here, Tal?
is because I want to talk about something. Just recently, I attended a singles mixer. I wasn't mixing people. I just attended it for support. And at that mixer, I ended up, making a few friends and having some conversations. But more so, I ended up paying attention to the couples or the individuals that were there and how their interactions was. I'm a creature of studying people. I people watch, as they call it. So while we were there was a particular individual who was a subject of conversation. Okay. The subject of conversation. And the reason why this particular individual was a subject of conversation was because they came there with the intention of looking for love. Okay. And I thought that was really dope. But then it made me sit back and think about it is, do we really look for love anymore? You know what I'm saying?
I'm supposed to be here.
Do we really look for love anymore? I told you I was gonna save this for an episode after the kickback, but after God decided to change a few things around, I was like, you know what, it's meant for me to have this conversation today, while it's still fresh in my head and it doesn't turn into a Tubi movie plot line. But it made me think: are we really looking for love? At this day and age, so many people lead with lust and financial stability. Yes. Even to the point now that we have individuals that are together strictly as a trauma bond. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm struggling. You're struggling. It's best if we struggle together because one, we won't be in depression. And two, maybe if we put two things together, we could get out this situation, but we never really ever got together because we loved each other. We never put ourselves in position to fall in love. We just put ourselves in position to not be in depression instead. And because of that, we've lost the level of intimacy. I made a post a week ago, and it was just a random post that came to my head. And I asked everybody on my timeline, when was the last time you slow danced? Okay. And a lot of people answered. But the reasoning behind why I asked the question was because slow dance is intimate. It's personal. You have to feel comfortable and safe in the position with that individual in order to be able to slow dance. And then number two, slow dance is a form of submission because you have to allow that person to lead you, and the other individual has to trust to follow you to be able to successfully dance in this moment. Yet and still, I can go on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook all day. I can see TikTok dances. I can see routines. I can see twerking.
Right. In slow motion. We ain't talking about that.
Okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm a dude that I love a good slow motion twerk, but that's a whole nother conversation. But the intimacy of slow dancing is not there anymore. So the question I want to ask both of y'all is, one, what does love look like? And two, have you found it in your current stage of life?
Vivian, you want to start that?
No, I'm saving her for last. I'm going with you first.
Well, she has such a powerful story.
But that's why I'm saving her for last.
So have I found love? I certainly embody love. But to me, God is love. And my number one goal is just to be a representation of that. That is my goal. Right. And I don't think I would ever be able to find somebody else that's going to love me properly until I got to the point where I was able to love myself properly. Have I met that particular person that I feel like is going to love me like I love me or better than. No, I ain't met him yet. I don't know where he at. But for some reason, God has not decided, or God has not um, basically said that we're in alignment with each other at this time. So for whatever reason, we are not in alignment with each other to meet each other. But nope, I haven't felt a spark with anyone. I haven't gone on a date in a year plus.
Why do you think
I
you
haven't
haven't
said
found the
yes
spark?
to a date.
Do
Can
you
I
feel?
say something before you
Go
ask me
ahead.
this question? I honestly think that you have found love because you found it within yourself.
Amen.
Mm.
So,
See, I
like,
her.
loving yourself is a part of being able to love another person. So, yes, you
Absolutely.
have found love. Just
Yes,
because you ain't
God.
found no partner,
Yes.
don't mean nothing. Like, you
Yes.
have love for
Yes.
yourself, and that's the most important thing. So,
I
Okay,
love it.
before we go any
I love
further,
it.
Kayla, yes, I know what the definition of trauma bond is. So for those of you guys who don't actually know, the definition of a trauma bond is psychologically has done us harm in a way. A trauma bond is when a person develops a deep emotional attachment to someone that abuses or abused them. Now, the reason why I brung up trauma bond, and I'm going to pause right there in regards to that, Kayla, is because we're going to go a little bit deeper in that
Right.
actual thing once I get to talking to Vivian in regards to her story. And that's kind of where I was going with it, but my brain, Kayla, my brain moved a little bit faster, so I ended up jumping to a different direction. But I got you, girl. I'm not. We're not gonna fight today, but I got you, girl. I got you. Tiffany said, "Yes, you found love within yourself, Shell, and that's always a blessing in regards to
And
it.
that's what we teach on the Shine Your Light podcast, y'all. We teach
Yeah.
self-love.
Self-love
and
is the best
becoming,
love. Take that
the
whatever
best
way you
version
want.
of yourself. And it's facts, and it's very attractive to a man who's whole within himself as well. So,
Yes.
and those are the only type of men I want to attract. Okay.
Period.
So,
I know that's
yes,
right.
Okay,
Exactly.
Vivian, question for
Yes.
you. Same question for you.
So what is love to me?
Yes.
Is basically two people coming together to make one life work. And love is very vague to me. So that's basically what my definition of love is.
Okay.
It's just two people coming together to make life work in the best way possible. You don't want it to be toxic. And have I found love? I definitely have. I met the love of my life at the age of. I met him at 16. We started dating at 17.
Okay.
So yes, I definitely have met my soulmate.
Okay. So before we get into that, let's get into your backstory.
Okay.
Now, I met you because you were a guest on another podcast.
Yes.
Okay. And on that podcast, we found out that you are a product of the foster system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Want to go a little bit in depth in that?
Yeah. So
Because I know last time you said you wasn't really ready to tell your story,
definitely,
but you
wasn't.
feel a little bit more comfortable now. So
Yes.
let's go in.
So like I said, I got into foster care at the age of 8 years old because of abandonment. My mother abandoned me. And went to a different state. So
Okay.
it basically started off like that. And I was in foster care for a total of 11 years.
That's a
just
long
to give
time.
a vague, I was there from the age of 8 until 19. I actually extended my foster care stay. A lot of people get out at 18. I was kind of smart by the time I got, progress in foster care. And I'm like, let me extend it. So I was actually in foster
Wait,
care.
you
till
can do
19.
that?
Yeah, so you can actually age out at 19 if you're not ready. I wasn't ready. I didn't have no family. I was like, like I need.
I
some
thought
extra
they,
time.
I thought they automatically kicked you out at like 18. They set you up to be an adult. And
No,
then
they don't set you up. They just let you grow into an adult, and then they let you go.
No, because
okay?
that's the only reason I bring it up because like I said, I know only one person
Oh yeah.
that has publicly admitted she's been in the system.
Yes.
And mentally, I always thought that once you turn 18, because you're no longer
Yeah.
a ward of state anymore, that will put you in this home, will get you started, but after so many months, you on your own, my fam.
So I actually took advantage of the system a little
Okay.
bit, because I didn't have, like I said, a family. So I actually extended my case. So once I was 19 years old, I'm like, I need another year because I wasn't stable yet. I had a son at the time, and I was already with my child's father. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely need more help and guidance. So I wanted to stay with the person who did the first podcast on me. I wanted to stay with her a little bit longer so she can help me out a little bit more. So.
Okay, shout out to the Mo,
Mo
the Mo Shetty of the moment. podcast, I need you two to link up
I would love to.
'cause
She
I
seems
need
like a
you-
beautiful
you
spirit.
two-
Shout out to Ashley.
I actually plan on setting y'all up to do a show together soon. Y'all are perfect for each other. Y'all are basically the same spirit. Be honest with you. Um, you said you met him while you were still in the system.
Yes.
How'd that come about?
So
I mean, because teenagers gonna meet people anyway. But
exactly.
like, how did he feel when he found out your story?
Okay, so I actually met him being a teenager. I was actually in my last group home. I was 16 years old.
Okay.
He was walking in the gas station one day. I will never forget this moment, and I bring it up to him all the time. It was kind of mesmerizing. When I seen him for the first time, I was like, oh my God, he fine. You know what I'm saying? He looked at me the same way though. Like he looked at me the same way. We were just staring at each other. I was staring at him like, oh, he fine. And that was just our first time ever catching eyes or whatever,
Right.
And we chilled one day, like a couple weeks later. I wrote him on Facebook. I seen he was my Facebook friend. I'm like, oh wow.
Oh, so y'all was already friends?
Yes, and I don't
Y'all
know
was cyber
how
stalking
we
each other. I see what
I
it,
don't
what it
know.
is.
And we chilled, and after the first time we chilled, I didn't like him. I'm like, oh no, he not my cup of tea. I'm even though I was living in the hood, I wasn't necessarily
Hoodish.
So
You
I was
hood
like,
adjacent.
He's too much, when I first met him. So basically what happened was after that, I was 16 years old. I had ended up going into this program called Supervised Independent Living. And I was like, okay, I got my own, and which basically entailed me to get my own apartment. Basically, I'm still in foster care. I'm basically just upgraded from staying in a group home because I had a job. I was basically doing what I was supposed to do at the time. So I ended up going to Supervised Independent Living, and then we actually reconnected via Facebook.
Okay.
And we started talking from there. It kind of just like, yeah.
Okay. Wait. Were you allowed to actually have people over at your place?
So,
because you technically still a teenager.
Yeah, so it's funny. Okay, so yeah, because just to finish answering your question, I met him while I was in supervised independent living. So he came in like, oh, she got a job, she got a house. Oh, but the catch is you can't spend the night at my house. You can only stay until 11 p.m. So he was kind of like, he was not understanding to it because this was the first time he ever met somebody who was in this situation, So at first, he used to leave at 11 p.m. and then I started being rebellious. I started letting him like stay past my curfew and things like that. So like I said, he was kind of like confused with it at first because he didn't understand, like, yes, you have to leave. I'm still in foster care, things like that.
Right.
He knew I was in a group home when we first met. So he was kind of like, okay, I kind of get it. And then, like I said, I started like sneaking them in, letting them stay past my curfew. And it just went from there. Like, this was my first real boyfriend, and we basically had our own house, basically to play house in.
Because the reason why I find y'all's story very, very unique is you started off as teenagers, and it's very rare that not only do people start off at teenage, because by definition, that's your only boyfriend you've ever had.
Only real boyfriend?
Right, yeah, your only real boyfriend.
Definitely.
And you guys not only met at this young age, you kind of had to navigate your teenage years while in foster care, while still trying to be in a relationship. He basically became your support system in so many words.
He definitely did. Just to tell you about a transition in our relationship, we was together for like 3 months. And remember, I didn't come from a family background. So
right.
He was so intertwined with his family. I didn't understand it.
And that was going to be my question. I'm glad you took it there. Like, how was it seeing actual family interaction?
It was hard for me, okay? Because like I said, I'm very possessive, okay? Because like I said, this is my first boyfriend. He gives me attention. He can come over, but he is so like I'm talking about family oriented to the T. He's always with his family. He still lives with his mom and his dad. And it's crazy because 3 months into our relationship, his mom and his dad end up going on a trip, but he was by my house and they didn't tell him. Oh my God.
Wait, she just up and left him?
Well, in his head, yeah, that's how he took it. But I didn't take it like that. I'm like, they grown, they can go do what they want to do. But my husband, because he's my husband now, he was like devastated. Like, he sat on my couch the entire day. And I was just like, wow, like, he really is mad his parents left. And that's when I fell in love with him because I'm like, I want that. I wish I had that for myself.
You wish you had somebody that got mad that you wasn't there?
Yes.
Oh, like, that's real.
Having like a family that, like, I care so much about my family, I want to cry because they not here, So seeing him be like that, I was just like, yeah, I like this boy, So
okay.
Basically that day, he kind of like moved in with me. Monique don't know this. I'm sorry.
Well, this is
But
not
then-
Monique. We're not
Right.
talking to her.
Look, this is
It's too
years
late
ago.
now.
This was years ago.
Yeah,
So
too
when
late
I was
now.
in
Y'all
foster
married.
care, right. So he basically from that day forward, he never left my house, and that was like in January. I'll never forget. It was in January, the beginning of January.
Okay.
3 months into our relationship.
So growing up with your forever friend, 'cause that's basically what he is, no matter what. How do you guys handle those difficult situations? Because being a teenager and then going into your 20s, temptation can be real. Let's be honest there, especially at that age. You being as independent, and then the fact that you guys got different ideologies. How do y'all like navigate through that at such a young age? Because most people in your age category, they be gone by now. You know, how did y'all make it work? Or was the fact that you guys had kind of engulfed yourselves in each other to the fact that y'all was glued at the hip, you never even had to worry about that?
So crazy. So basically, a few months into our relationship, I had ended up getting pregnant with my first son, his first son. And basically what happened was we was actually like arguing a lot. And basically being in the supervised independent living program, you actually couldn't do that. Like you couldn't be into physical or like, you know, any type of altercation. So I actually ended up getting put out of the supervised independent living program because of the relationship that we had. We was too argumentative. So what happened was once I did get put out of the supervised independent living program, I went to something called, it was a group home for pregnant girls. And I believe that's when me and him really got close because he kind of felt in a way like it was his fault.
But sound like it was.
Well, it was kind of both of our fault because I let it go on, but still, yes.
Okay,
you know,
accountability.
still,
give me that accountability button right there.
Definitely.
Accountability. Accountable.
I love when a person say that it was both of our faults instead of just saying, "Well, he did." No,
Yeah,
like, I love that.
it definitely was both of us, and we was young at the time. So it was for 3 months where I kind of was dependent on him and his family because I was back in the group home. I wasn't in my own house no more. His daddy and his mother was very inviting to me, and when I was pregnant, it would be times where I would be at their house and he wouldn't be there. You know what I mean? So
they wanted to make sure their grandbaby was good.
Yeah, and he's the youngest too. Well, he's the second youngest. He got a little sister that's young, but he's the youngest boy. And I'm telling you, when I tell you his family is like, they love him so much. So they treated me very special. And what happened was after 3 months of being in the pregnancy group home, I actually got back into my apartment. See, I'm like Monique said, I'm one of those people who's very determined. And I kind of turned it all around and was like, we got to really like get it together. I think that was our first instance of life is real. You know what I'm saying? We got to get it together. So I ended up going back into my apartment. I ended up having our first son in that apartment. And I ended up aging out of foster care. And we just had to make life work.
You can't just say you just had your first child at the house. Like you gotta go a little bit into that.
Shelby want to know all the deets.
I'm being so good at being quiet right
now. No, I don't want you here for a reason.
Definitely.
I just wanted to get the story out the way. Go ahead and ask your questions, girl.
I just want to know how the baby come out in the living room. That's all.
Oh no,
well, you never watched the episode of Martin?
I'm sorry, I didn't have
okay.
But
I got time.
I'm sorry. Let me explain that better. So once I got back up into my apartment from being in the pregnancy group home, like, you know, I was working a job. You know, I was just navigating through my pregnancy, which was very hard for me. And my water broke one day, and he was there. He was actually he was scared. Him and my big sister was there, and he was so scared. Like I remember the look in his eyes, like just panicking, you know. So we went to basically to have our son, and it kind of just like, I don't know. Yeah, we kind of really, once we had our son, that's when my husband like stopped in the streets, like, cause he was, you know, hood. So he did what he had to do. And basically once we had our son, I seen like a way, like a 360 transition in him. Because like I said, he was definitely for the streets. And once we had our son, he started trying to find a job, which was like incredible because when we first met, he was the type of person, I would never forget these words. He told me I would never work a job. Oh my God. At 17 and 18 years old, he told me that. I'll never forget that. And once we had our first son, he started working his first job. And now he's been at his current company for 5 years. So I really think that,
I love it.
Yes, growing requires growth.
Yeah, that's all you hear in their story is growth.
That's all it is. That's why I wanted to really talk about her story, Because the simple fact that at a very young age they got locked in. Like I
Yes.
said, I've heard stories of people around about that exact same age, and they have a kid, and it's just toxic on top of toxic, because they're trying to grow up as adults at the exact same time while trying to be parents, and a lot of responsibility tends to fall on them in regards to it. But to actually hear a story where no matter what was thrown at them, they're still working. They still worked at making it work, even the little thing. Because, like I said, they end up getting married. So they were married under 25. How long y'all been
Oh
married?
no, we've only been married for about 3 years now.
Under 20. You just turned 26, so under 25.
Oh yeah, 23.
Still under
Yeah.
25.
Yeah. I thought you were saying we've been married for no. We've been married
Nah.
for 3 years.
Still, you got married under 25. You're still
Yes,
going
that
strong.
was my goal. That was my goal.
And here's the beautiful thing: they still date each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like actively date each other. They make time for that. So, what questions you guys share? Because I know your mind is running. I'm looking at you like, let me stop talking. Let me let Shell
I
get
talk
here.
a lot too. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, you're a podcaster, you're a content creator, so I completely understand.
Yeah, because her
first
the
thing that
comments
comes
going
to
crazy
mind-
over here for her.
Yeah, read the comments, but the first thing
Oh,
comes to
seriously?
mind
I
is
can't.
It's everybody
a lot
showing.
of-
It's like so many people just showing her love.
Okay.
a lot of young people, aren't thinking about marriage today. They just together. So what made y'all take that leap and actually,
Put a ring on it.
Yeah. So I
Would you say it's
honestly
because
think
you didn't have a family?
no.
More so when
It's
you was
because
younger?
like my husband, we've been through a lot of rough times, and after those rough times, I really sat and thought to myself, how would I feel if I didn't have him? Would it be better? Or, that was the first thing that I thought about. I always thought that my life was way better with him. The things that we went through, just I'd rather go through them than not have him by my side. If you get what
Right.
I'm saying. And I'm not talking about infidelity or things like that. No, I'm talking
Right.
about just life.
Right.
Like
Okay.
just life, seriously. Losing jobs, trying to figure out how to make ends meet, things like that. I would rather go through it with him because in this transition in life that we've took with each other, he's made me understand myself. Like a lot of the things that
I love them, y'all.
a lot of the
Why you
things
think
that
I'm
he
trying to
made
get them
me
to do a couples pod
Oh,
too?
y'all should.
we talked about it. We definitely have when he threw the idea in our head, and we've also
Yeah.
wanted to do like parent podcasts because we parent totally different. So I find that unique about us. But he's like made me see a lot of things within myself, and I'm like, if I was not with him, I wouldn't be the woman that I am.
Yeah.
Like I'm a feminist because of my husband. Because at first, during a point of our time in our relationship, it was just you need to be a wife, a mom, and just focus on that. And I understood, that's just how the way of the world works.
That's
They
what
just
he
want.
said, or that's what you thought it was supposed to be.
That's what he said. That's what
Okay.
society thinks. That's
Okay.
just how women are supposed to be. Women are supposed to be the homemakers,
Okay.
and that's kind of where the transition in our relationship came because I'm like, no, like I want to be
Right.
a doctor. I want to
Right.
be a wife. I want to
Right.
be a mom. I want to be able to work. I want to be able to do everything that I inspire to do while also being your wife.
Reach your
So
full potential.
yes, and I
Access
think
everything that God placed inside of you.
yes.
Yeah.
And once I start like branching out and empowering myself, I think that is really what strengthened our relationship because I was not only just solely focused on him and just trying to focus on our relationship or our children. I actually started putting more love into myself, and that actually made our relationship a whole lot better.
Yeah, because when you do that, you're even more attractive,
Yes.
in his eyes. I love that. So, but again, all I hear, is growth. He brought out the best in you. You brought out the best in him,
yes.
which is something that a couple, should be doing. It should never be combative.
Right.
You shouldn't be trying to become your best self and he getting mad about it or jealous about
Right.
it or any of that. It was always constant acceleration.
Right.
Yes.
So I love that. And that's why y'all, all cute and stuff today.
All cute and stuff
Hand clap
today.
for that.
It is not just me, like who progressing too.
Right.
Like I said, he inspired me in a lot of ways. Like he's been working his current job for 5 years. I have never worked a job that long. Like I inspire to work a job as long as him because not only does it show integrity, but it shows that you are somebody who can, you can commit to something, and that's one of my biggest goals right now. I work for FIS and I've been here for 4 months, and I'm just like,
Shout
I want
out
to be like
to
my husband.
Fidelity Informational Services. I
Yes.
worked there as well before.
You do?
many
Okay,
years
period.
ago.
So, you know, I love
Many
them.
years ago. Yes, good company.
Very great,
Really
great
good
company. No, I'm just kidding. I love them.
I love the look that they're both saying while saying good company though.
No, it really is.
I believe
it really is.
I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him.
Definitely. So, and my husband worked for an equally great company, and that's what made me want to strive to, you know, get a company, you know, be a part of a company like that because of my husband. Like I said, he's a very hard worker. I don't know, like I said, he's 28 years old. I don't know a lot of young people, 27, I'm sorry. I don't know a lot of young people that has worked a job as long as him. So, like I said, he inspired me a lot in a lot of different ways. So
that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to
And
hear.
it sounds like y'all as a family keep him, you know, on the straight and narrow, to be honest with you. Like y'all keep him focused. A lot of our young men are distracted. They're all over the place.
Yes.
You know, so y'all provide
I
that
mean,
solidarity for each other.
they
Sounds
focus.
like you got your partner. Like
Definitely.
Yeah.
They focus because they got 5 kids.
Y'all really love each other. Y'all been loving each other a long time.
Listen, I had to
They
get on that
focus.
birth control because loving
They
too much, man.
Y'all been loving
Listen.
each other. Y'all been having some fun over the years.
But
Yeah,
they married,
okay.
so they can do that.
I love it.
They can
Yeah.
do that.
Love
We
it.
used to get a lot of backlash, especially with me coming out of foster care.
That's what I was
People-
going to say because you literally had your first while you were technically still in
I was-
foster care.
yes, I was
So
still in foster
on
care.
paper, you were destined to be a
Yes.
baby mama on
Yes,
paper.
Yes,
For you,
yes.
On
That's
paper.
why I be. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, basically, that's what people look at. You know, a statistic that I was gonna be a high school dropout, which I was for a couple years, and that I really wasn't gonna accelerate to be much. You know, that's basically what the statistics had on women who aged out of foster care.
But God.
Period. Okay.
Amen. Hallelujah, Jesus.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm proud of that.
I'm proud of you.
How are
Love
y'all
it.
handling 5 kids? I got 2,
I got one.
and I want to throw both of them out the window daily.
He's 16, Jesus.
You know what? I really feel like he got better with the kids. Like the more kids we had, the easier it
I
became
believe
for
it.
us.
I believe
Like
it.
seriously. And I think that it works the best is because he's so hands-on. You know what I'm saying? Like he's one of them dads where, you know, the kids can be running crazy and he is the one who will step in and be, you know, authoritative, you know. And we manage good because we definitely have days where it's like it's about us. Okay, we finna go take each other out. We finna go we finna go to a hotel, drop the kids off. You know, we make sure that it's about us because it's not always about the kids. It's really not. And we do have a lot of days where we having family events. We doing big stuff with the family. I mean, we always doing stuff with our kids. But it's so important for us to keep us centered, you know, because if we not well, then it's gonna be hard for us to be parents. So that's one of the biggest things right now for us is to make sure we going out. We need to go out at least 3 times a month. Seriously, because both of us have a hard job. Okay, especially
Y'all
him.
so young.
Yes.
So you need to experience that.
Let me ask you this question:
Mhm.
What did you learn about yourself
Ooh.
being a parent now?
Um,
Because because with your parents not being in your life and not learning directly what parenting looks like from someone directly as your mother, what did you learn about yourself?
Well, because I was abused, I'm really not really a disciplinary.
Okay,
So I learned
can
that
see
about
that.
myself. I really have a hard time disciplining my kids. Like I would yell, but as far as like hitting them or something or anything like that, I'm just not the parent for it. Like I don't like for my husband to do it. Like we'll yell at our kids, you know, and I feel like that was the biggest part of my motherhood for me is just knowing that kids will take advantage of you if you are too nice.
Right.
And me and my husband struggled with that for a long time. You know, you're a pushover, you letting the kids, you know, do whatever. And I had to understand like I am, and I do have to find that authoritative figure within myself. So I learned that yelling is my thing.
You got to put a little bass in your voice.
But yes, exactly. So that's what I learned, and it actually works for me. Like I said, we parent 2 different ways, so it comes in handy where I lack.
What do you think your parenting style is?
I'm not a gentle parent for sure. I'm not, but I guess I don't know how to
Understand.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because I'm more the parent where I want to sit and talk to my 6-year-old, and I want to understand, why are you being so bad? Is there anything that I can do? Do you need to talk? You know,
Same way she
like,
want to understand them crime
it's-
stories.
it's crazy because my husband be like, "Why are you?" But sometimes kids need to have them conversations. Like, I literally
You-
sit my son
you
at the
parent-
table, and
Yeah,
I
you
want
parent like I parent. I like to find out what's going through your head, because a lot of times kids are not doing things because they're bad. They're doing things because they don't understand the consequences to it, or even that that's not the right way to do something, to the point where my kids are very open and honest about a lot of things now. When it comes to their mother can have to threaten them 8-9 times before they do something, but because they know that if I'm saying this is what's going to happen, they believe it, because I've had that conversation with them to let them know that this is how we got here. I talk to my kids like little adults, and they talk back. So when it's time to shift from daddy mode to daddy mode, then they really know that, okay, we fucked up. Let's do this, because we know we fucked up. Because I think I whooped my daughters once
Sound like my husband.
in their whole entire lifetime on the planet. And I think with that whooping, I realized I was not whooping them for discipline. I was whooping them for ignorancy. And that's not fair, because my mom was a very aggressive disciplinarian growing up. And a lot of times I personally felt that that wasn't that level of discipline wasn't necessary for what the situation was. But then as I got older, I came to the realization that that level of discipline only happened because that's the only way she knew how to discipline in regards to it. Um, in regards to it. And I couldn't do that with my girls. I couldn't let them be the same person. Violence or whoopings wasn't always necessarily to be the answer. That's why I asked you as a parent, like, what do you learn about yourself? Because sometimes I have heard that parents did something because they seen it. Like my mom chose to use whoopings because that's what my granddad did when it came to my uncles. So by default, that was her method of discipline too, which of course that generation seen beatings, because let's be honest, we're only 3 to 4 generations away from slavery. People tend to forget about that. Um, so I didn't want to be the same person who just whoops my kids into fear. I want them to love and understand, like, look, there's consequences. So it's to the point right now where when my oldest does something, she can tell me what she did wrong. She can tell me why it was wrong. And she can literally tell me what her punishment should be. And the crazy part is she will go through her whole entire punishment. So if I say, because you did this, you can't be on YouTube for a week, I'm like, well, since you did this, what do you think? The people who's supposed to, who did this, supposed to be able to do stuff? It's like, no. So what do you think we should do? Well, I can't do YouTube for 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Okay, no YouTube for 2 weeks then. I was going to just give her 3 days. But you chose 2 weeks, so let's ride this out. And she honestly stayed off of YouTube for 2 weeks. It was hard because she told me one day, she said, Daddy, I ain't gonna lie to you. It was one night when everybody was asleep. I was about to turn on YouTube, but I remember I wasn't supposed to watch it.
I love that.
You know, so.
Yes.
Now my youngest, on the other hand, if she don't want to do it, she just don't do it. It's like, I don't do this. That's a whole nother conversation with her. Any more questions, Cheryl? I know you got something inside you.
Listen.
What about you? What's your parenting style? What's your parenting style? I'm not used to you being quiet. You got a son.
I'm your support system right here today. Okay?
No, I'm dead serious.
I didn't really grow up with a family.
Right, and that's another reason why I wanted you here too.
I didn't grow up with a family. I met my dad one time. I met him twice. Once when I was 4. Second time at his funeral. He died from an overdose. And my mom was a whole thug. She was just a thug, but we got extension cords. And it was 2 girls.
I caught those too.
So so we didn't. My mom never told us she loved us. It was very a loveless home, all of that good stuff. So I tell my son I love him every day. I'm trying not to overlove my son. I'm trying to. I never had to whoop my son because he's so cool and laid back. Like he's just not that.
He's an only child.
Yeah, he's just not that kid. I remember one time he probably was like 4 or 5 years old, and he fell out at a store because he was mad about something. Just fell out, and I just looked at him, and walked away.
Period.
And that was the last time he ever fell out again. He got right up and came right to me. What is you doing? We're in this
Period.
together. So, but I never had to whoop him. I always have conversations with him.
That's important.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know.
So what's next for y'all?
Hopefully
no more kids.
Definitely not. I think we had
And it's
enough
okay if you do,
for.
No. Let's enjoy these 5. Okay. Let's enjoy these
Grace,
5.
Lord. Grace, number of grace.
So we do have exciting news. We will be moving to a single family house on the 1st. So we moving
Clap
to a
it
bigger
down.
house. Yay.
Chill, you slacking.
We both are excited about that, but
that's how you do it.
Yeah.
but moving is always so hard and irritating. But other
Okay.
than that, I don't know. Life is just life with us. It's always something different. We always trying to maneuver through life and trying to, make a difference. But definitely thinking about getting a podcast started.
Yeah, I need y'all to get that one started. I don't even care if y'all don't even do it with me. You guys
they're
have.
definitely gonna do it with you.
Okay, stop
I don't
playing.
say, I'm just
Such
saying.
great
I don't
guidance.
care.
I was so excited once I came home and told you about it. Like, oh my God, I found somebody to produce my podcast.
Yeah, you about to make me work with this one.
Yes. And I
You-
told
you
him,
about-
man,
you
I'm
about
like,
to
he
make
got
me
a
work
vision
with it.
bigger than mine. So
You about to make me work with this one.
I'm very excited.
And I'm actually ready for the challenge. I've been wanting to do a true crimes podcast for a minute. Because after I get done doing a true crimes one, I want to do a audio drama.
Okay, y'all hear that, right? He looking for an audio drama.
So I'm gonna need some good voice actors to do this with
I
me.
think I could do that.
Because I think that's gonna be the
It's a
springboard
lot
to
of
my
talent in
movie.
me ain't been revealed.
That's you because you be hiding,
I
fam.
be chilling.
Stop hiding.
Give me a
Nah,
reason
man.
to present it, and it's gonna come on out.
You here on TDR, that's enough reason for you right there. Everything we do, you supposed to be right there. I tone, what you need me to do? What's my role?
I'm here for it. I'm here for it for sure.
Nah, but I'm gonna do an audio drama. I actually
So-
want to sit down and write. So I think that's how I'm gonna build my screenplay for my movies, because if I can get the context and the conversation together, the visualization will come naturally.
Definitely.
So I just want to do that. But I want to thank both of you ladies for being here. I don't want to keep you too much longer.
I got some questions.
I told
feel
you the
like
part.
we ain't broke
Ask
everything
the
down.
question.
I'm letting you drive.
No,
King.
go ahead and
Y'all
ask your
want the
question.
ladies to let y'all drive. I'm letting you drive, but I'm nosy.
First of all,
Questions.
I'm Tone. I will gladly take the wheel when need be. But I told you to pod like 20 minutes ago.
No, I've been chilling. But
Ask your question.
I just feel like
What's your
this
question?
is what I always say.
Because you got questions I ain't got.
Everything that you've learned in life is your responsibility to teach somebody else.
Mhm.
So a lot of people on the outside looking in would probably look at your relationship initially as a trauma bond, but it's truthfully not a trauma bond because
Exactly.
there's been nothing but growth and acceleration within a
That's the
relationship.
callback, Kayla.
But what it is two young people coming together
Yes.
and building a union together. And honestly, in today's society, the world is against that. There's so many different distractions. There's so many, just this and that will have a man eyes over here and a woman, being rebellious, not wanting to be submissive, just a whole bunch of stuff. The weight of the world literally going against them, right?
Mhm.
But y'all stuck together and were strong. So what advice would you probably give to like a young couple right now that wants to be married, that wants to, build that?
What advice do you have for those people who be quick to say I'm out after the first argument?
Ooh, that's good too.
The biggest thing in our relationship is compromising. We compromise with one another. And I'm not talking about just what you want for dinner compromise.
Right.
I'm talking about truly understanding
know
who
what I
your
want for
partner
dinner.
is and understanding that it's not for me to change you. And I'm not going to try to change you. It's for you to want change for yourself and anything that you're inspired to do in life. I feel like you should take it up and do it inside of our relationship. So understanding that your partner has dreams and aspirations outside of your relationship is very important. Understanding that you have to sometimes give your partner more energy because they don't have it sometimes. Just compromising in ways where it's not always about if I can, who gets paid more or anything like that. I'm talking about like truly coming together and make life work.
Right.
Like With me
Would
and my
you say
husband,
he made a safe space for you to be able to feel comfortable allowing him to do those things and allowing him to grow?
yes,
'Cause I think that's what's lacking. A lot of our young girls aren't in that safe space, so they're not able to be, that entity for these men, right, Tom?
Big facts.
yeah,
Plus, at the
so-
same time, though, a lot of men got to start learning how to take accountability in decisions they make. Like, how old were you when you had your son?
I was 18.
He was 18. So she had literally just hit what's considered adulthood.
Right.
Is he older or younger than you?
1 year older.
So she's 18, he's 19. Before they even had a chance to be an adult, before they can even go to the liquor store to get a bottle of wine, they're already parents.
Right.
And a lot of times, a lot of our boys, they run away from that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I'm glad that he didn't in this situation.
Right.
And I don't know if it's because you guys really did build a
That was our
bond
commitment.
before it happened, but the simple fact that he has a strong family support system,
Exactly.
which literally took you in as family to begin with. So y'all was married before y'all even was married.
Right.
Because when the family takes you in, that's it. It's a wrap. Y'all can break up and you can still come around in most cases. But I think his family also played a factor in making sure he's there. And there's a lot of young men.
That's good.
There's
That
a lot of
covering.
young men out there who don't have that. They don't have that male role model, because it doesn't have to be the father all the time. It could be the stepdad. It could be the granddad. It could be the uncle. It could be the older cousin. A lot of these men or these boys don't have that man who says, hey, you got to handle your business. You did that. Now go be a dad.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what
And not
we
just go be a dad.
need.
This is what being a dad looks like. This is what being a male looks like. Talk about how you feel.
Right.
And a lot of times I think because when you have fights, people want to be heard, but no one listens while fighting. Like, I can tell you, I don't like the fact that you have that shirt on. And I'm telling you, I don't like it because that shirt shows too much of your tattoo, and
Get
that
off my
tattoo
shirt,
is
fam.
personal.
Get off my shirt, fam.
And but you see how you saying that? There'll be an argument. That's all she said. It's my
Right.
shirt. It's my decision. I want to wear it, but I'm not
But
mad
there's
at the
no
shirt.
understanding.
I'm mad at the tattoo being seen,
Right.
and that's a personal tattoo from us. And whatever the case may
Right,
be,
right.
we're not listening to why we feel this way.
Mhm.
And a lot of boys don't know how to convey their emotions,
Mhm.
so they don't know how to unpack it. This is
Mhm.
why I love to talk to my girls, because I need them to learn what unpacking looks like. So you do get into a relationship and you have this boyfriend who's going through something, you know how to navigate. Hey, you're going to chill out and we're going to talk about this.
Mhm.
Okay. And I also want them to understand that if you ever have an issue, just bring it to your dad. I'm going to help you out. Might become an episode on the podcast one day, but we're going to get you through this situation first.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I'm proud of y'all on that one.
Yeah,
Shell, what
I
else you got
love
on your
it.
head?
Hand clap.
I know you got a lot on your head.
Well, no, I'm literally kind of just breaking the timeline of y'all relationship, and I don't want to get too much into y'all business, but it's more, no, bring yourself on back. But again, to me, it's just like everything you go through, is your responsibility to teach. So everything that y'all have pushed past, right, and graduated from, those different levels, is y'all assignment to teach other couples how to get through those things too.
Yes.
So one thing that y'all kind of got through is that whole argumentative phase. Was that only like in the beginning, or even, I'm sure now, right, y'all still go through things, but you probably learn how he
Yes.
thinks and how to handle it and all that good stuff.
Yes. It was definitely in the beginning.
Go ahead.
It was definitely in the beginning. At my point in life, like I said, I'm in a very soft era, and I don't like to argue. I don't like to do none of that. Me and my husband, we the same sign, but we completely
What's
opposite.
your sign?
Pisces. Me and my husband are both Pisces.
So that speaks volumes. First of all, when's your birthday?
March 19th, and he's a
Okay.
February Pisces, February 25th.
Okay, my
Yes.
birthday's March 1st.
Really?
I'm a
Oh my
Pisces,
God!
y'all.
Oh my
son's
God!
is March 9th.
Really? We got two
Right.
daughter Pisces too. A
Good
daughter
people.
that's on my birthday, and a daughter that's 2 days before his. So
Pisces have a very pure way of loving people.
yes,
And typically the only time that gets messed up is when, that trauma, somebody hurt them or something like that,
Yes.
and they go into their shells. But y'all, it seems like y'all love was never, bruised or
Yes.
wounded, so
And
that always stayed intact.
yes, and this is
Right.
kind of the point that I was trying to make. I be getting off subject sometimes,
ahead,
but
Queen.
basically, like I said, you got to learn how to compromise with your partner. Don't try to
Right.
change them, and don't try to deter their path. I feel like that is one of the biggest like assets to our relationship, is because he lets me be me and I let him be him. I never try to change him. I
Right.
don't try to make him into somebody who I know he's not, and I accept him fully. And I feel like that's where a lot of relationships they stray at, is because they actually don't accept their partner for truly who they are. They feel like, I'm with this person and I can change them. I can change the aspects that I don't like.
Right.
I like these parts. I want you to keep that, but I want you to take these parts out. And that's not how a relationship works.
I think the best part of y'all, though,
Mhm.
is probably what some other people probably would think is the worst, but the best part of y'all is that y'all basically grew up together.
Yes.
Though.
Yes.
So what you kind of describing are people that may be already stuck in their ways,
right.
older adults and all of this good stuff, but you were just figuring out who you were. He was just figuring out who he was, and y'all, y'all kind of just like grew up together.
Definitely.
But he allowed you to explore, you allowed him to explore and
Exactly.
figure out who each other were.
Yes.
And that's powerful. That's
Yes.
beautiful. I love it. I love it. Hands clap, Lord. So what advice, like I asked you earlier, what advice would you give to these couples out here? I know you say
The
that they
new
should
couples.
keep dating
Yes.
even after marriage.
Yes.
Dating after marriage.
Yes.
Dating is
Which is
important,
very important.
especially
Dating,
couples
period.
with
How do you
children.
make time with the 5 babies?
So
She dropped the babies off at their grandma's house and then
Yes.
forget about them until Monday.
Well, I wish it was that easy, but we literally have like one day out of the week, probably. Oh my God. And it's probably that we get to just spend with ourselves. So I feel like couples, especially the ones that have kids, you have to make time for just you and your partner, because
Yeah.
it's very essential so y'all can keep the love alive.
Right.
You can't just keep the love alive watching Netflix. You got to
Right.
actually go out. I mean, we do stuff like we take dates on walks. Like we would go to the lake and just walk and
I
do
love
stuff
it.
like that, because
Yeah,
I'm very
y'all just
connected
did
with
that.
it. Yes, and that was just something that we did out the blue. We wanted to do something before we went to the movies. He like, let's go to the lighthouse. Period. Let's go. You
Yeah.
know. So we always doing stuff like that. We always, and it's always just us. Like I don't remember a time in our 9 years where me and my husband been separated. So like you said, we have grown together. And like I said, within this relationship, he's allowed me to grow into my own woman, and I have allowed him to grow into his own man. So
Would you say the way that you grew up, which I tremendously respect, and I have so much love for you,
thank you.
and I want to hug you,
Period.
because it created strength, just like my childhood.
Definitely.
It created, a very strong woman. But would you say the way that you grew up made you value family, even the more?
Um, yes, I would definitely say that. I value family so much now because I understand how it feels to not have a family. Something that I don't share with anybody, not even my husband, is that I was really looking for a family back in the days, and he gave me that. I never had a family within foster care. You go to these different group homes, you go to these different foster homes, and the ideal situation is for you to stay, for you to become a part of the family. I never found that. But when I got into my own apartment and I met my husband, that was my first. This is it for me.
Right.
This is my person. I know this is who God has chose for me. I had said that as soon as we started dating, like this is my person. But throughout the years, I've understood like maybe we was really meant to be. I be telling him that all the time. Like the things that we go through and the things that we make work with each other, I was meant for you and you was meant for me.
Yeah.
We are not the perfect couple. Like it be times where I be like, oh my God, I don't like being a wife because it entails to do so much. I have so many other different roles, but will I ever change that role? No, that's one of I love being a wife. I love being his wife, but it is times where I struggle and we struggle together, but we still come together and we still make it work. And giving up, listen, no. Like this is like my family basically, and I be telling people that all the time. This is my husband. We making life work together, and even though it's not like a fairy tale,
It never is. Nothing is perfect.
Definitely.
But what you have to just work to perfect that picture, whatever you want that picture to look like for you and your family. So keep going. That's beautiful. So what is when you're in that like mindset and you're a wife, you're a mom, you got the 5 babies, you have all these aspirations where you in just that kind of just that mindset of like, this is tough. I don't feel like keep going. What pushes you forward?
It's tough. So what pushes me forward is to understand that I have an end goal. Because
ooh, wait, hold on, honey bunny. I don't know what to press on. And go
Yes,
ahead. Light at the end of the tunnel. Go ahead.
exactly. And that's basically what it is. All these different roles that I'm playing, being a mom, a wife, a college student, a fraud specialist, a content creator.
Yes.
I'm about to be a podcast host. Sometimes, yes, it be some days where just the other day I'm just like, I'm overstimulated. It's too much going on, just around my life. Not even that things are going bad, but it's just too much at once. And I had to take 2 days off of work,
and that's okay.
Yes, and have my kids go to daycare, and my husband at work, and it's just me, because I need those, I need that hour, I need those days where I can just regroup myself, because carrying all of those different roles does become overwhelming sometimes. But like I said, I remember that I'm doing this for a reason. I can't give up now, and it definitely gets better with time. Like every day I'll be like, what, I'm meeting new people, I'm becoming, coming in contact with different opportunities, and it's amazing for me. So I'm happy that I never gave up, and I'm happy that I'm on the path to become my best self, because I'm not there yet, but I'm about to be there.
She on her way, y'all.
Period.
That you're the best version of yourself today, and you're going to continue to get better, like
Definitely.
we all are.
Yes.
That's the only way we can lose is if we quit.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So keep you're literally a walking example to a lot of these women out here of what you can be if you just keep going. It does not matter the situation. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. It does not. It doesn't matter what cards you're dealt. What matters is what you choose to do with them. That's it, and that's all. So you got to keep moving, you got to keep pushing.
Definitely.
Your story is absolutely a story of inspiration.
Thank you.
26 years old. Oh my goodness.
26.
You see the strength, the beauty, the smile.
Thank you.
So wonderful. So wonderful, Tom. Yeah, we need to get
I know
her.
what I was doing.
Yeah, we
I
need
know what
to
I was
get
doing.
her on a whole old talk show, Jesus. And I love what you're doing, even with your podcast with the true crimes, because I think you're gonna bring a lot of awareness of not just what you said with the racial discrimination and all that, but also some of those red flags. Getting into the mind of the people that are doing these crimes, and maybe it'll spark someone to see those red flags and their family members and their friends and all of that good stuff. So you're bringing a lot of awareness. God definitely has a purpose on your life.
Definitely. Thank you, girl.
Yeah, I'm happy to be an acquaintance with her.
I know that's family now, fam.
Yeah, she definitely family. Your kids are lucky to have a mom like you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
They're lucky to have.
So I have one final question for you. You and your husband's coming to the space tournament at the kickback?
Oh yes,
y'all play spades? Okay, never mind.
The truth. Not me. And I get talked about for this, especially at his family table. Exactly.
No. See, this is what we gonna do. Hold on, wait a minute. This is what we gonna do.
Exactly.
See, I am getting sick and tired of black folks not, gatekeeping spades. So if you come to the TDR kickback, we'll teach you. We're gonna have me and Shell. We're gonna have a table with nothing but beginners, and we just gonna teach y'all how to play.
Okay.
But you can't be our partners in the actual tournament. But we'll teach y'all to play.
I was gonna say that's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. Not gonna be my actual partner.
Oh my God. My husband and his family used to be like, "How you don't know how to play spades? It's so easy." I used to be at the table like, "Oh my God, y'all, please don't make me play this game."
You can't be in my family.
Because
here's the reason why. My family is brutal and we're cutthroat with our answers.
Throwing the cards down on the table.
No. Just in our answers and how we talk. So the minute when someone says, "How do you not know how to play spades?" my answer to be, because I ain't got no family and ain't nobody taught me, and everybody will feel bad.
I didn't say that.
Don't say that's just how my family is. That's how we would answer.
I would never say that. I just be like, "Shit, my bad. I'm just not black enough. That's what people tell me all the time.
Well, see, I can't really jump double dutch like that.
I don't know. I never jumped
but
double
I
dutch.
was because I didn't.
You gonna
we didn't
learn.
have
You gonna
nothing like
learn on
that.
Saturday.
I
We
used
both
to
gonna learn on
tie
Saturday.
the
for
rope
sure.
to the tree,
Period.
and it was just me and my sister, and we would try it like that.
Period.
Y'all would tie the
Y'all
rope to the
tried.
tree.
That's all that matters.
All right.
Yes.
Confession, fun fact.
Okay.
Okay. Confession / fun fact.
Okay.
Because my next door neighbor didn't have no older sisters, if the girls across the street didn't come play with her to do the jump rope and stuff like that, I would nicely go turn the ropes for her.
Aw.
So I
That's
actually do
nice.
know how to turn double dutch.
You weren't flirting, or you just being nice?
Oh, that was the girl next door. Say less.
You're right. I
This is
know. It's like there's
but
some,
that's-
some underlining.
But that's no, we
agenda
actually, me and
there.
her actually had a tight bond. We still got a
love
tight
it.
bond to this day.
I love
And I used to turn double dutch for her.
it.
And I actually used to yell at people when they were turning egg beater, and they would be mad that I knew that.
Bruh.
But I'm just saying. But we have come to the end of this episode. I want to thank both you ladies for being
Thanks
here.
for
This was
having
a
me, y'all.
Thanks
this
for
is a
having
beautiful
me.
this is a
Thanks for the
beautiful
questions.
this was a beautiful distraction from what I normally I have, entrepreneurs, business minded people and all that. But because I have an actual live show, because not only will Shell be live at the event, I too will be hosting a live podcast Saturday as well too. I just wanted to do something different.
This is the story behind the entrepreneur. If you ask me, a lot of people don't know what goes on the back end, but she's creating all type of things. But
Right.
now we get to actually we get a picture and a view of who you are,
Yes.
Right.
and all of that good stuff. So thank
No, I
you for
appreciate
showing us, you and
Yes.
telling your testimony today.
Because
And
she's
thank
dope.
you guys for
She
having
is
me.
dope. She's
I
amazing.
appreciate
You
it.
are like I keep telling you this, dude.
Amazing.
You
You
are
come on my
TDR
podcast.
family. So
Yes,
you're gonna be
definitely.
dragged on podcasts for no
Yes.
reason. You're gonna get a
Come
random
shine your light.
3 o'clock afternoon text from
Come
me.
shine your
What you
light.
doing, bro? I need you on this show at 7 o'clock. And that's just it. That's
And
how
I
we
love
do.
it though. I love it. I love it.
I
I'm
actually
excited.
interview married couples, so I definitely would like to interview both
Yes.
of y'all. Absolutely. That
Definitely.
would be
Let us
dope.
know. He probably watching, babe,
Yeah.
right? Period. No.
You got a lot of people watching, so you probably in there somewhere.
Somewhere.
So,
Yeah,
but with that being said, we come to the end of the episode. Make sure you check us out on all streaming platforms. That's Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Just type in Where I Come From MKE, and you can find all of the dope, awesome interviews and panels I have done on here. I am not the #1 business podcast in the Midwest for no reason.
Period.
Whoop, whoop. Can I
Period.
drop a bomb?
Go right ahead. So definitely make sure you
Best.
go and listen to those past episodes to find out how I got there. Definitely make sure you check out Shine Your Light podcast. I mean, I'm gonna give her flowers.
I appreciate
It's been less than a year since she started, and I remember her very first day where she was so
it.
scared,
Nervous.
and she used
You
to
are
force
bold.
I
me.
cried. I was.
Really? That's amazing.
She forced me to be on her show, and she would literally come in with the expectations of me being a guest on her show every single time. And I sat down and told her one day, you have a guest. The guest should have all your attention. I am not going to be on your show unless it's just you by yourself. And I have not,
to do one of them soon.
and I have not been on her show ever since I said that. She's even done solo shows by herself.
Period.
I'ma pull them
Stone
on,
Black
though.
Queen.
I'ma
Love
pull
it.
them on, though.
But the
I'ma
great
pull
thing
them on.
about it is
Because of
she has grown so much as a podcaster,
It's
as
still
a public speaker herself, as
so
being just an individual. We're gonna get her to open up a little bit more on her own shows, though. Stop dodging these questions.
I really don't be dodging the questions.
You be
but that's
dodging.
up to y'all. You
Me
know
and
what
Ty
I'm
be
saying?
peeping, and you be dodging.
My goal is to interview y'all. I didn't say I was going to be the interviewee.
Stop dodging these questions.
No, but my number one thing for my show is I was asking God over and over, am I supposed to be here? And am I supposed to be here? Because I don't want to do anything that doesn't have purpose, that doesn't
Yes.
feed. I don't listen to anything that doesn't feed my spirit, and I don't want to do anything that's not feeding somebody else's. So he's definitely confirmed for me interviewing people about their testimonies, teaching about self-love, teaching about, the process of becoming the best version of yourself as I'm in my own journey, and I do tell my own business about my process and my journey. But it is purpose, so I do pray that people listen in and understand the purpose of the show. And I thank you, Tone, for being such a great support system.
Fam, I seen your
I want to share your
seen your-
podcast on my page for sure.
I seen
so
your
please
per-
send me the
I,
details.
Yes.
Please.
I seen your
Absolutely.
purpose before you even knew what it was. So
I appreciate
we
it.
good.
Thank you.
But-
Thank you for that.
But you can listen to Shine Your Light everywhere. Okay. I'm working on getting your algorithm updated because you've been having little issues, but we finna fix that.
Definitely.
And then once she shares your podcast, you finna have about a good 2,000 new listeners
Yeah.
because they support her.
Let's feed
They
that
be
spirit.
they be supporting her.
Let's feed 'em good.
And I
Uh,
love them too. I love y'all so much for always supporting me and supporting the people who, I bring to life. So thank y'all for that. I was just sharing Monique podcast. Oh my God, she got so much love. And
Yeah.
I love her, period. Like
I'm looking at the
she's amazing.
chats right now, and it's all been your people going crazy for you. But with that being said, people, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. Those in the Milwaukee area, just come and support us on Saturday.
Period.
And that's all we got to say about that. With that being said, we are out of here. Peace.